Hey guys, today's video is going to be this full coverage foundation routine for when my skin is particularly bad. If you have blemishes that you don't know how to cover up, I hope that you find this video helpful. The first thing you're gonna wanna put on your face before you put any makeup on is your skincare routine. For me, that's a moisturizer and a spot correcting serum. This is the Tatcha Silk Cream. I put this on about 15 minutes before I do my makeup so it has time to sink in. It's really fancy. It has a little gold spoon that you take your makeup out with because it's so expensive. On top of that, I put this Juice Beauty Clearing Serum on any spots I have. It's a serum with salicylic acid in it, so it kind of stops where the breakups are going. And again, I wait about 10 minutes before putting makeup on. So that's what I have on my base right now. I'm having a time with my skin at the moment. So the first step I'm gonna do is prime my skin. And when my skin is particularly bad, I like to use two different primers that do different things. First, I'm going in with this Becca Ever-Matte Poreless Primer. Just rub it between my fingers. And this is a mattifying primer, so I put this in the center of my forehead where I get oily, and then also on the sides of my nose. I don't put it all over my face because it's really drying. So instead, I team up with Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser, and this just makes your pores look a lot smaller, so it's really good for blemishes and if you're breaking out because it kind of hides everything. It's actually magic. So now that I have my moisturizer, my serum, and my primers, I'm ready to put some makeup on. I'm gonna start with color correcting. I'm using an orange one under my eyes and then a green one on any blemishes. This is if you have dark circles or any dark pigmentation, and you don't need it to be neat or anything because you're gonna end up blending it out completely with foundation and concealer over top, but it just kind of counteracts the green under my eyes. And then I take the green color corrector, this is an Australian brand called Mina, and just dot it on everything. As you can see, this spot is gonna be the trickiest one to conceal because it is kind of healing and scabbing, grossest word. But I'm gonna show you exactly what I do to get rid of really bad spots because makeup is kind of like a witchcraft, magic. I want this to be full coverage, but I don't want it to be cakey. That's always the issue with me when I feel like my skin's really bad. I feel like I just pile on makeup, and that's not what you want to do. What I will be doing is use a damp beauty blender to ensure that it is sheer and not so much opaque. And we're just gonna make it seem like I don't have all these spots all over my face and it's just my natural radiant skin. So to do that, I'm using my favorite Estee Lauder foundation. I'm taking it on my finger and I'm gonna dot it all over my skin and making sure to dot over where the blemishes are and just everywhere else. I'm taking the damp beauty blender, the rounded side, and just pouncing that into my skin. I just wanna start putting a thin layer of foundation all over my face, and then we can go in and really cover. I'm just gonna continue to add little by little all over my face in the same way. Directly over that green. The green will disappear, don't worry. I'm going to take a little bit more of that foundation and I'm gonna put it over my blemishes. And I'm going to pounce the foundation directly over. Now it's time to bring in the big guns, which would be concealer. I'm gonna take this one I really like using, it's Maybelline Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. That's a long name. I'm gonna put it on them one at a time, and I'm gonna take a rounded duo fiber synthetic brush that's really good for creams. Bounce that into the skin without you're not really blending it out into the skin, you're more blending the lines around it to make it seem like there's not 3 dots of concealer on your face. And then I'm gonna tackle the one in front of my freaking eyeballs, which is so rude. I'm going in with my finger just to make sure I have complete control of where I'm blending this out because I want out. I'm so Canadian when I say that. This one isn't really holding product very well, so I'm gonna take a little bit of powder and powder it and then continue to take my concealer over top, so it's just kind of like a layering method. And I'm gonna put the same concealer under my eyes to cover up the color corrector that I used, and I do it in a triangle shape. And then I just take a brush. How extra is this hand right now? If I'm feeling I need even more lightness, I'll take this concealer. It's a bit lighter. It's probably a bit redundant, but we're going for it because it's on my face now. I put that in the very center. And sometimes I take this and just make sure it's really blended. I'm almost ready to powder, but I want to tackle this guy one more time. Dot, 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 still alive, still alive. I can tell by the way you move. I like that. This takes real precision. Let me even get a smaller brush. This is like a toothpick. And I'm literally not touching the spot. I'm just blending out around it. I'm gonna set my whole face with this face powder that I was using to work on the spots, and then I'm gonna set my under eyes with my secret brightening powder. The sides of my forehead. Really, really important to set your makeup if you have a liquid on, unless you're looking to wear it for like 10 minutes. I'm staying away from the two guys on my face, and I'm gonna take this brush again. This is actually an eyeshadow brush, but I'm just using it and going to tap it. And then I'm taking the other powder. It covers up any creasing and it's basically untraceable. I always do this face so that my eyes are like stretched out. Okay, the next step I do for my foundation routine, which is basically just my base, is I take the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette in the color Subconscious on a tapered brush, and I kind of just carve out my face. I'm gonna take basically the same brush, the Naked Eye, but to me it's completely different. To bronze my forehead, I would never be using these motions around any of my spots. And I'm doing the 3E format. I'm gonna contour my nose really quickly on a small little blending brush. I take a cream blush and I take this on my fingers. This is a lip and cheek stain by Milk. I'm going to smile and put on my cheeks. The last step for my face routine is highlighting, and this step is super important if you have imperfections or texture or bumps anywhere, is you don't want to use a glittery highlighter. So this is the one I go for. It's the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. I take that on a fan brush and I put it on the tops of my cheekbones to kind of distract the eye from everywhere else. I also put it on the top of my nose, and I would normally put it right in the center of my eyes, but someone is on real estate there. Someone is already on that real estate. The final step for my foundation routine is I set it, especially because I kind of have a lot of powder going on. I want to make sure it looks like my skin. This is the All Nighter Setting Spray by Urban Decay. So I let that dry. That is my foundation. Hey. That is my foundation routine when I want to cover up blemishes, but I don't want it to look cakey. I've had a lot of troubles trying to cover up zits, and I finally found the way that works. So I hope you guys learned a little something something. If you want to see more videos, just hit subscribe because there are tons more coming your way.